really think I'm out of the loop on this one. Like, considerably out of the loop. Like, I know it's hot over in Europe right now, and there's kind of a little bit of a heat wave running through the southern United States, but I just thought that was called summer, and it has been for the past, I don't know, how long have we had human history and recorded documentation of temperature increases in July and August. Like, I didn't think that was anything that really needed to be addressed, but when you're trying to push a certain agenda, I suppose you need to drum all this stuff up. Oh, climate change is an emergency. But there was some rumblings, right? Because Joe made this rambling, incoherent speech earlier today, which we'll dive into a little bit more. I know the title of the video. You know it's going to be a good one. We're going to be going down a couple of different pathways when I already have the title in mind, even before we get to the substance of this. But yeah, Joe, man, he's falling apart. I don't know if this old fucker is going to be able to cross the finish line and then just try to give a warm handoff, funny, to Kamala Harris there in January. But man, they're going to fucking try to weekend at Bernie's of him, for Christ almighty. Like, Ruth Bader Ginsburg was dead before the George W. Bush administration. They managed to fucking limp her along all the way until the end of 2020. So, you know, they got something fucking working out there. But let's see what Joe was trying to talk about. Hopefully they have it gussied up so it's somewhat coherent. Joe Biden, on July 20th, that would be today, stated climate change is an emergency. How so? I'm sure you'll clarify that for us. Leaving open the possibility of additional executive actions aimed at mitigating it after Senator Joe Manchin shut down climate and energy programs advocated by Democrats. Yeah, no, exactly. Because as you know, Joe Manchin is from West fucking Virginia, and what do they subsist on? Natural resources, like the rest of the country. And what are we experiencing right now? A big natural resource crunch. Ergo, why the prices of literally fucking everything are going through the roof right now. You can all trace it back down to that right there. And why do they continue? Democrats, this is, continue to try to push these policies because it's popular on the coast, where they think that food comes from the store and gas comes from the pump and electricity comes from the wall socket. These aren't bright people, but they have the power right now because they bitched and moaned and whined and complained and did something else that looks very suspicious. Normally involves a little black mask across their face and then just a bag with some slight hand movements. Just saying, don't look any deeper into anything else. But regardless, climate change is an emergency, and in the coming weeks I'm going to use the power I have as president to turn these words into formal official government actions through the appropriate proclamations, executive orders, regulatory power that the president possesses. Why don't you do it right now? Well, you've had all this time to write all this stuff up. Or maybe you're just trying to cram for the midterms, huh? You thought that you might have had a little bit more leeway. You thought that, this is only the midpoint term, right? I got a couple more years left as president. But oh fuck, everything's just kind of crumbling around us, so we need to try to placate our base in the meantime. Oh fuck, it's not working, is it? Biden said during a brief mumbling speech, which he delivered at a former coal-fired power plant, Brayton Point Power Station in Somerset, Massachusetts. Yep, where a bunch of people used to work, and now nobody works. What are you going to do, demolish it to set up a bunch of fucking solar panels? Like, Christ almighty, have you've seen, and I know I've put them up on this channel before, I don't know exactly what video it is, but take a look at how inefficient those fucking solar panel farms are. Like, Christ almighty. Just big, black, rolling hills of just mined materials that, I don't know, come from poor countries, and then those solar panels that are assembled at slave wage labor facilities in China. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. We care about the environment, but what about human rights? What's that? It only matters here and when white people do something. But regardless, the president announced the opening of the offshore areas of the Gulf of Mexico to wind power. Great, wonderful, fantastic, yeah. Put up wind turbines in the sea. Great. We won't let motherfuckers drill for oil in the sea, but you'll put up these stupid wind turbines, which, to create a turbine of that size is detrimental to pollution. But again, you don't need to look too deep into any of this stuff. Just listen and believe, right? These areas cover 700,000 acres and have the potential to power over 3 million homes. Really good return on investment you have right there. And again, how much wattage? 300 million, or yeah, 3 million homes. Where are you talking? Okay, like, is this an apartment building? Okay, is this a suburb? Like, what the fuck are we talking about here? Okay, it's probably just a few apartment buildings anyway. So okay, just, you know what? Hey, government pods, government bugs. You know the drill at this point. In addition, Biden noted that he would allocate $2.3 billion in federal emergency management agency building resilient infrastructure and communities program. What the fuck is that? That's just a bunch of words, and literally that's all this fucking administration is doing anyways. It sounds long and important, so therefore it is. For what he described as infrastructure to withstand extreme heat, drought, flooding, hurricanes, and tornadoes. Yeah, just ask the good folks in Texas in early 2021 when they had that big sleet and frost storm. Yeah, no, how well did those wind turbines work when they were all froze up? Yeah, no, this is great. Nothing will happen, especially you put them in the Gulf of fucking Mexico. Oh, you quantifiable, mentally retarded cabal of idiots. He also drew attention to the, wow, where are they getting all of this money from? I thought it was this big debate that both sides needed to have when the peons were simply getting $1,400 when you shut everything down a couple years ago. Anyways, he drew attention to the $385 million in spending for the Department of Health and Human Services, largely for community cooling centers and air conditioners. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, no, exactly. You're talking about climate change, okay, and the fact that you want to restrict a lot of economic related policies and you're trying to rope in the health and human services. Okay, I see what you're doing here. So expect, yeah, something like, oh, climate change is killing a lot of people, so now we're just going to have to call a climate emergency and lock everybody down because that's coming again. Anyways, so Biden has cancer. Biden has cancer. And he was also telling a tale of some, I don't know, man. I fucking reference this little stupid story every once in a while, and he fucking reiterated here. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to let Joe speak for Joe, or Joe mumble for Joe, or Joe admit that he's sick and should probably not be president anymore, because that'd be great.
How to put it, because it was a 4-lane highway that was accessible, my mother drove us, and rather than us be able to walk. And guess what?
What, Joe? Do tell us.
The first frost. You know what was happening?
It got cold, like it isn't right now.
You had to put on your windshield wipers to get literally the oil slick off the window.
I hate this story. I hate this story so much. Oh my God. It's like, well, to be fair though, he probably grew up during the Industrial Revolution, yeah, during the revolution. And, yeah, if it wasn't for the fact that he had to get an oil slick off the window, okay, but I don't even know. I didn't even think Model Ts had fucking windows, okay? You could have just flopped it down. But regardless, yeah, he probably had to chase off the vagabonds that were dying of the Black Plague inside the fucking cab. But whatever. Sure, continue to tell this a godless fuck story, which I'm definitely sure happened.
That's why I and so damn many other people I grew up have cancer.
Sorry, what? Let's just run that back again.
Damn many other people I grew up have cancer.
All right, cool. Joe has cancer. Wonderful, fantastic. Anyways, no, you know what they're doing though. You know what this is, okay? Now, Joe Biden says he has cancer thanks to the oil industry. Cool. I worked in the oil industry. My father works in the oil field industry. My grandparents worked in the oil field industry. One was directly an equipment operator, and the other one had a trucking in a trucking business back in the day. I know a bunch of people that work in the oil and gas industry, and yeah, no, I guess we're all just gonna die of cancer. Great, wonderful, fantastic. But no. Okay, Joe Biden maybe has cancer. Okay, we all know that he has several brain aneurysms in his old fucking dome over the past couple of years, which kind of, I don't know, explains the fact that he's a mumbling, stumbling old asshole. But does he have cancer? It's up for debate. But the White House, the administration, you know, the exact same one that went back and edited his speech in order to include repeat the line, end of quote. Yeah, no, they're saying that Joe Biden is pointing back to skin cancer from many years ago. So I seen that headline and it's like, oh, Joe Biden had skin cancer. I know he had a couple of different procedures over the years, so I decided to do some digging of my own. So I got this CBS article, and there's many other articles as well. I went all the way back until 2000, then I went all the way up until, what was it, July 1st of this year, just to see if there was any Biden cancer references, okay? And this is from, okay, during the campaign trail of 2008, right, when he was second in command for Barack Obama, and they're like, oh, okay, so they were digging into John McCain's very colorful past when it comes to being medically fit, okay? And yeah, they're talking about his prior battles with skin cancer, and unfortunately they couldn't presage the fact that he would one day play host to the most patriotic brain tumor of all time. But yeah, Biden had a near fatal aneurysm in 1988 that nobody wants to talk about. Fucking the media, man. It was totally different back in the cut, because this was written, like I said before, October 18th of 2008, and at least they're having these conversations. And yeah, no, I did a search, and the only cancer references I seen to come up with was John McCain's type of skin cancer, okay? And yeah, man, the only thing when it comes to Joe when they're in here is, yeah, he had a brain aneurysm in 88, and then he had another one in the early 2000s as well. Like, he's not all that well, and one of the White House doctors was even talking about that at the time. It's like, yeah, Joe is yeah, he's kind of held together by duct tape and the wispy hairs of a 10-year-old. Let's see how they're going to try to spin this, because like, it was just like when it was made public that Joe has a stutter. Even though you take a look at some of his old Senate speeches, and he was eloquent, he was sharp, he was quick on his feet, he could reply in a witty and rapid manner, none of which has been on display since, well, I would say like mid-2000s, okay, when he was first running with Barack Obama. He was pretty sharp, okay, up there on the debate stage against, what was it, Paul Ryan was running with John McCain? I think that's what the case was. No, Paul Ryan was running with, Sarah Palin, fuck, duh, how could I forget? But no, running that vice presidential debate there, yeah, Joe was definitely on his fucking game, okay? Even a little bit against Paul Ryan. But yeah, let's get into this spin. President Biden said Wednesday he has cancer, forcing the White House press office to quickly clarify that he was referring to skin cancer treatment. Sorry, what? No, okay. Oh, by the fact that maybe you should just come out and say, yeah, he fucked up when he was talking. Oh, well, but they wouldn't say that because no, it's protect our king at all costs. Anyways, quick, yeah, skin cancer treatment he had before taking office last year. I found no reference to that at all whatsoever, okay? And again, like I said, like I could show you guys here. I'm not fucking lying or anything like that, okay? Just taking a look at my search history, okay? Yeah, as you can see, I run it back July 1st, 2000 to July 2nd, 2022, okay? I think that encapsulates a pretty decent chunk of time. And you can take a look at everything that's out here. Closer look at Joe Biden's health. Does Joe Biden suffer from cancer? Removed a polyp from Joe Biden's colon last week, shows benign, but potentially precancerous lesion. Okay, I looked at that one. That's about as far as it goes. Biden to defeat skin cancer by ordering Americans to avoid all sunlight, whatever. Medical report states that he's in good shape, and again, it just continues to run down all of the stuff as well. No reference at all to this stuff, so it was just clearly made up on the fucking fly. So yeah, exactly. The remark initially appeared to be a stunningly casual health announcement during his speech. No, it's just another one of these issues of Joe being Joe, but it's getting to a point, man, where it's like, okay, enough. I know it's easily explainable, but for fuck's sakes, you just keep doing it over and over again. It gets tiresome to even talk about, but when he just comes out and say, I have cancer, you gotta fucking mention it, because he's so far gone at this point. Like, who's even, like, if you were a diehard Biden supporter, which there weren't any, because you remember the primaries, okay, like, he couldn't even win California, okay, he had to end up cutting a deal at the DNC with Bernie in order to be the nominee, but whatever. But yeah, he was giving his speech about global warming or whatever the fuck, in which the president described emissions from oil refineries near his childhood home in Claymont, Delaware. No, I thought it was from Scranton. What? That's why I and so damn many other people I grew up with have cancer. And why for the longest time Delaware had to be the highest cancer rate in the nation. Okay. White House spokesperson, I don't even know if that's true, okay? I don't believe anything that Joe says because it just always ends up being proved wrong with just a cursory amount of information. Case in fucking point. But to be fair, that wasn't him who was making that. White House spokesman. Oh my God, a man that works in the White House? Holy fuck. Andrew Bates referred the post to a tweet from Washington Post columnist Glenn Kessler, who noted that Biden had non-melanoma skin cancers removed before he took office. When was this tweet? Okay, we'll just do this. Right. Yeah, this is today. Okay, how dumb is this? Check out Biden's medical report. Before he became president, he had non-melanoma skin cancers removed. Has no one at the RNC research ever had this common procedure? Why would he admit that he has cancer if this was okay, cool, from then? Like, what are we talking about? Oh, okay, cool. From before he this was issued the 19th of November 2021. So yeah, colon cancer screening. Okay, skin cancer surveillance. Dermatology consultation is reviewed and appreciated as well established. Biden did spend a good deal of time in the sun in his youth. Yeah, when the kids used to play with my leg hair. He had several localized non-melanoma skin cancers removed. Okay, cool. With Moore's surgery before he started his presidency. Okay, these lesions were completely excised with clear margins. Total body skin exam was performed for dermatological surveillance. Several small areas of actinic change were treated with a liquid. They were frozen off. Okay, basically the old man had fucking skin cancers. Okay, skin cancer surveillance, non-melanoma growths. Okay, so non-skin cancer growths were taken off. He had fucking skin tags. Again, just the corporate press just coming out in fucking full force. Hey, let's see if this motherfucker's getting ratioed. Yeah, no, exactly, fucking. And again, this is far more sad than the fact that the old man just fucking stumble-fucked his way through reading a speech. It's the fact that this guy is just so willingly coming out and going, well, actually, he had a procedure. Like, get fucked, dude. It is unclear why Biden chose to use the present verb tense to describe his experience with cancer, because he's a mushmouth old asshole. Anarchist, oh my god, author, Michael Malice. That's one way to put him. Extensive Twitter troll. Was or is fucking Jessica Vaughn. Congratulations, you midget. Meanwhile, joked, don't worry about Joe Biden having cancer. He is married to a doctor. Oh, fuck. He might be short, but he's, hey, inch for inch, probably one of the funniest guys on Twitter. Skin cancer is extremely common, and he doesn't have it. He never had it. He went in for a fucking screening, but hey, man, one final thing while Joe is actually down on this one. We got another video to play. I know, 2 videos and one fucking video itself. Oh my god, it's videoception, but you can kind of see the title by this one. Okay, and we got Troy Nehls here, a Republican from the old Sugarland district of Texas. So he comes from a nice, rich area of Texas, and boy, does he have a thing or two to say to old Pete Buttigieg. Yeah, it's actually pretty brutal. So I'm gonna go ahead and let Troy Nehls speak.
Please describe America to me in one single word. What would that be if you could describe America in one single word?
Well, for me, I guess home.
He's trying to set him up and just show that Buttigieg is probably a little bit more mentally dexterous than the current president. Just giving you guys a little bit of a setup here, because he came equipped with props in this one.
Home. Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, just a few weeks ago, this is how President Biden described America in one word. Could you please tell me what that word means? It's this one right here. Mm-hmm. Could you even say the word?
Congressman, I'm not.
Yeah, God, that's my new favorite Bidenism. Okay, the fact that he went true nabba shabba bad pressure bad calf care way back on the campaign trail. But this was when Ketanji Brown Jackson got sworn in to replace Breyer, who can finally retire. Joe should take note. And Kamala was just standing back there being like, ooh, buddy, just counting the days, like the fucking meme of the guy behind the tree going, ooh, yeah, because he's on his way out. America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. We went over this as well, and they just went, it's like, wait, what? And then, yeah, no, he collected his thoughts and then went into this fucking tangent about the foothills, and I met with G. Like, he had no word there. Like, there was nothing. You can define America in a single word. America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. America is like, I don't know where the fuck this old man was going. He got stuck. Somebody should have just slapped him in the back of the head in order to get him fucking reset. But Lord.
in the habit of trying to read transcriptions.
I
of
bring this up to you,
moments
sir. I bring this up to
words
you
on television.
because you yourself questioned Donald Trump's mental state of mind in September of 2019 when you stated to CNN, I quote, "If our presidency is not in good shape, then our country is not in good shape."
Oh shit, throwing his words back at him. And back at that time, he would have been on the campaign trail against Joe Biden. So funny how the turntables turn tables.
And Mr. Secretary, I could not agree with you more. I'm going to repeat what your quote is. If our presidency is not in good shape, then our country is not in good shape. Inflation's at 9.1%.
At least.
Gas prices are through the roof.
Well, yeah, if you can even find any, because I'm seeing a lot of signs where diesel's being run out in several gas stations. But do continue.
Our adversaries are exploiting our weaknesses across the globe, and our southern border is non-existent. This administration puts the American people last. The left and the dishonest media, which in my humble opinion is the greatest threat to this country, the dishonest media, began questioning President Trump's mental state back in February of 2017, a month into his presidency. We now have President Biden in office for 18 months, and just recently, we now see the mainstream media questioning President Biden's mental state, and for good reason. Sadly, he shakes hands with ghosts. And
Oh, Lord. Depends on which picture they're going to take here. This is brutal. Oh, my God. I like this guy. Who the fuck? I've never, ever heard of him before. He's probably co-signed a bill we've talked about before, but Troy Nehls, good fucking job, dude.
imaginary people. He falls off bicycles.
Yeah, and again, all of this stuff's pretty easily explainable, except for that one, because that was when he was just over either in Europe or the Middle East, where he was meandering and nattering at a podium, and then they were just like, okay, old man, get the fuck off the stage, and then he just looks around and is like, where do I go? Which chair do I sit in? Oh, that one. And then he walks over to it, and it's like, you can explain all of this stuff, but when it's one after another, it's like, oh my fucking God, it's like a flight of stairs. It's just getting impossible to traverse at this point.
Even at the White House Easter celebration, the Easter Bunny had to guide him back into his safe place.
Holy fuck, I forgot about that one. This guy's brutal.
Cue cards that say sit here or end of speech, which he actually states, that is, if he stays awake.
Oh, wow. That's how that fucking brutal ass-kicking ends? Jesus. You know, it would be funny if it was actually anybody else that's out there, okay? Like, if this was your grandpa or something, it would be a little bit sad after a while, but after he puts the rechargeable universal remote in the fridge to make sure that it cools off, okay, you could laugh at little things like that, but when this motherfucker's got the nuclear codes and he's at the control and he's got all of the levers of power at his disposal, it goes from funny to just an abject disaster, okay? So, well, it won't mean anything because guess what? Mass media ain't gonna fucking touch on this. All they're gonna do is just run with, Joe Biden made climate change is an emergency, so we need to do something about that, okay? Not mention the fact that, you know, the only emergency right now is the fact that the presidency is just being fulfilled by somebody who is not even close to being competent. With all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.